Hello world. Welcome back to my channel. Call me Biz. Norm Macdonald. Best of jokes part 1. So alright, now I'm hip. I know now, alright? Look, jokes is when I guess from his podcast is when he pull out those blue cards and they read the jokes. I know that. I did do a reaction to when they kept on asking him who writes these jokes. So this is the best of those jokes. I'll be honest. Some of those jokes don't hit. What? I don't even get it. But anyways, we're gonna see. All right. Let me know how you feel about Norm Macdonald, and if you want me to do more of these best of jokes. I'm probably gonna do number 2 also. And yeah, don't forget to like the video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know how you feel. I would appreciate that. And also shout out to all the channel members. I appreciate you heroes helping me pay my light bill. That's amazing. Thank you for the support. And yeah, and you too can become a member. Link in the description. I'm getting better at the pitch. I'm getting real good at that. No more ghost watching. Let's get it.
Yeah. It's fun doing jokes.
Yeah.
Why do dogs always race to the door when the doorbell rings?
It's almost never for them.
You know the funniest part of doing an office conga line? When you look back and realize you're doing it alone and you're not in an office, you're in a psychiatric hospital.
I've never been on top of trends, I guess. You know, when everybody was burning CDs, I was still burning books. Crowds in Brazil greeted arriving Olympians with signs reading, "Welcome to hell." I had a wild night last night, boy. I was in an orgy. It was me, my iPad, my laptop, and TV while my phone watched. It's more of a comment, really. I'd like to take this moment to say I endorse podiums. That's a product I can stand behind. What about this one? This is for you.
Yesterday I had a picture framed. Now it's doing time upstate for armed robbery.
Well, listen to this. Catherine Zeta-Jones admitted she is bipolar. Half the time, she's deliriously happy, and the other time, she has to suck an old man's cock. That's dirty. Come on, man.
A new study shows that most men can identify a gay man by his face alone. It's the face that's buried in another man's asshole.
Hey, how about this? The Dalai Lama said that killing in the name of religion is unthinkable. Hey, thanks, Dalai Lama. I'm sure everybody will fucking listen to you. No one listens to the Dalai Lama.
No.
I need to have glasses in order to see my family. Specifically, 2 glasses of scotch.
The Al-Qaeda online magazine Inspire has a recipe for a homemade bomb. They also have a recipe for a pretty darn good peach cobbler.
They're not all bad, you know? A new study found that men with beards are more attractive than men without beards. More great work from the University of Bob Seger.
I think there's nothing cooler than being a lone wolf, except at wolf picnics when you don't have a partner for the wolf wheelbarrow races.
No, listen, my girlfriend's mad at me right now. Last night when we were having sex, I yelled the name of her ex-boyfriend. Nice fellow. A surname you don't hear much anymore, Flintstone. This one's more like a factoid.
Danny DeVito looks like one of those guys with a short but thick penis.
Okay, here, what about this joke? Call me an old softy. But I'd prefer if you called me a distinguished gentleman with a flagging erection. John Wayne Gacy, man. Not my idea of a clown.
Not funny at all.
No.
That guy wasn't funny.
Barbara Walters announced that she's retiring from The View. Well, actually, she announced it 5 years ago, but no one could hear her over those yammering bitches.
Hey, how about this one? They say pimping ain't easy, Andy. But what they won't tell you, it is much, much more difficult being a prostitute. Pimping is pretty easy. Barbara Walters is planning to announce her retirement. What's next for Babs? Death. Well, isn't this wild? When I was told I was going to perform for a bunch of drones, I thought I was being booked on The View.
Yo, the shots at
You ever read a
View.
book? Oh, you read that communist thing?
Yeah, I read the Marxist Manifesto.
Who was the better man?
Okay.
Dr. Martin Luther King? Stalin. Hey, by the way, I've noticed the term adult toy always refers to something you can shove up your asshole and never like a big race car, like for a grown-up.
Another good observation.
Growing up, I never would have believed that one day I'd need a computer just to masturbate.
It is strange when you think about it. In my opinion, if you're going to fight the war on terror, a good place to start would be this nation's haunted houses. You know, I may have told you this, but my doctor's getting very rude. The last time I went to him, he said, open your mouth and say oink. I remember, sometimes I get so PC about these things. That movie, The Last of the Mohicans, and they had a big protest. Apparently they weren't using any actual Mohicans. Anyways, white girls who wear big hoop earrings may be guilty of, quote, cultural appropriation, and they risk getting a curse put on them by peeved gypsy fortune tellers.
What?
Wait a minute. These are great jokes, by the way, Steve. Congrats.
Oh, good.
As always. Here's one for you. Here.
Artifacts from Auschwitz are set to go on tour for the first time.
You guys won't stop.
Experts believe that this will be Miley Cyrus's darkest opening act yet.
Wow. I know the Bible says not to covet thy neighbor's wife. Right. But it doesn't say a damn thing about coveting thy neighbor's husband, especially his sweet, hot fucking asshole.
This is sweet hot. Is that in there?
Hey, you're not going to believe this, but Bill Maher is giving away the solution to all our problems for free.
Las Vegas is now home to a 550-foot-tall Ferris wheel. Also drawing thousands to Las Vegas, whores.
My father was recently diagnosed with shingles, which is a terrible sickness that usually only affects roofs. I think the reason I most look forward to China ruling the earth is that all of their last names sound like slang for cock. I'll tell you a joke. You know they had a big black mass devil worship this week, apparently? But I skipped it because I believe you can be just as close to Satan on a golf course as in some stuffy old satanic church.
Deep throat porn legend Harry Reeves. Yeah, he died. But how are they going to close that casket? I mean, because no, Swiss think I hate that. It's great. Thanks.
This one says, remember the old days when tweeting meant stabbing a hooker? Well, this Lindsay Lohan can't swim a stroke, but she sure knows every dive in town.
I wonder what.
I don't know much about geopolitics, but that is one cool name for a country, Chad. I know. Yeah. Hey, how about this one?
Yeah, okay. A 28-year-old med student is auctioning off her virginity online. For $300,000, you can have the worst sex of your life. That's good.
That ain't
That's
bad.
good.
That ain't
Who
bad.
writes these?
Oh, well. This is what you never hear. He made love to me in the ass. Oh, a woman from Denmark I met at a party was telling me how awful she thinks Trump is. So I shot back, yeah, well, you guys have that asshole Hans Christian Andersen.
That's funny.
It's just my patriotism.
When when I was a child, my parents told me my uncle was sleeping with the fishes, which at the time I assumed meant he bought a waterbed. Then I found out he had been killed and his body buried at sea.
Dave, say what you will about Elon Musk, but with his new plan to bring people to Mars, nobody is a more creative serial killer. A new report from the CDC states that only 1/3 of Americans use condoms, while 2/3 of Americans are still pretty cool.
Get out! Why do you get a good one? That was good.
My dad would hit me with the belt sometimes.
Yeah, you would have to
But
go
it was
get...
the worst when he was the reigning WWE.
Okay.
You know, I was raised Catholic, and when people find out, they always assume there's some creepy priest involved, you know. But they never suspect the deacon.
What, the deacon?
Fucking asshole.
Adam Egan with a joke.
Yo. I mean, a lot of those jokes were dark as hell. But that's the mystery. Who said, Steve? He said, who was the guy? He said, hey, good one. I think he kind of exposed who was writing these jokes. Shouts to Norm. The funny thing is the people that I seen Ray Romano, I seen Lucille Ball. She was skinny as hell. Ozempic. Shouts to Ray, man. I used to love that show. Everybody Loves Raymond. Is it Everybody Loves Raymond? I used to love that show. Their mother. I know somebody just like that. Yo. That was dope. Those jokes are pretty. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. You know, a lot of gay jokes. Yo, Norm is just, in fact, I ain't gonna lie, I do believe Norm was deeply closeted. There's a lot of gay jokes that goes on, man. But yo, shouts to Norm. This one was really fun, just to hear those jokes like back to back. I ain't gonna lie, some of them jokes was hitting. I was laughing. I really enjoyed that. So y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Also, let me know, should I do part 2 and continue on to do part 3? I don't even know if they have part 2 and part 3, but no, they do have part 2. I don't know if they have part 3 because it says part 2 right there. I'm looking at it. But anyways, y'all let me know how you feel about it. You feel me? Don't forget to like the video, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know how you feel, and become a member. Join the squad. Join the squad. Good times. I'll see y'all in the next one, and guess what? You better be there. Peace.